Salute everybody. It's your guy, the Kevin Speaks, Vegeta's Pain, and we back with another discussion, right? Today, I wanted to chime in on the dynamics between men and women, right? A lot of people, a lot of content creators, whether that be Instagram, YouTube, and or facilitating discussions on Clubhouse, a lot of people have been attempting to bring men and women to the table and have discussions about our grievances with one another, respectively. And I wanted to chime in on the discussion slowly but surely. So with that, as a man, I want to speak to men, right? Something that I see happening that I think is unacceptable is the way that we respond to rejection as men, right? So in and along our trajectory, right, in our individual lives, we will be faced with not just obstacles, but guaranteed rejection, right? Life will not run completely smoothly for anybody. So the idea that approaching a woman that doesn't reciprocate your interest now gives you the right to over leverage her physically and or verbally abuse her, throw something at her or anything is completely unacceptable. And as a community and as a society, we need to address that, because I personally hear too many stories about a simple interaction going completely left because the interest wasn't reciprocated. As men, what we also have to take accountability for is that a lot of us are approaching women unsolicited, right? Without choosing signals, without body language, without any indication. Now, for me personally, I do believe that courtship and approaching people is like sales, or like sales. So, right, with that, I do believe you have the right to try to sell yourself to another individual, right, as it pertains to courtship and them getting to know you and developing interest. But similarly to sales, right, they have the right to hear your proposal and go, thank you, but I'm okay. Right, and I think in our community specifically, we need to start pushing the narrative of you could have a lot more interactions with women if, when the interest is not reciprocated, you're able to say thank you for your time and or whatever you say to depart from the interaction. Because if you are a man of value or you're working toward value, you understand it's not about catching them all. It's about catching the ones that's for you, right? So you don't even take offense to it, right? You have the right to try to approach somebody, but you don't have the right to their reciprocated interest. With that being said, something that we need to do as men, with that being said, is as we approach women, we need to be vetting and gauging their interest levels. If you're talking to a woman, is she giving you one-word responses, right? Is she giving you eye contact, right? Is she providing any indication through her verbal and or her body language that she's interested in you? As men, right, part of our self-respect is gonna heighten when you say it's okay, but I only have energy and time for people who are gonna reciprocate a certain level of interest. Not for you to get mad at people and demand. No, only for you to build yourself, set lofty goals, and then build yourself to a point that you are now reaching, hitting, and in hot pursuit of a standard. And because of that, you have a standard for the interaction and the way that women interact with you. That's the way it works. You can't force people to see you as alpha. You can't force anybody to see you as top of the line. There will be women who just don't see you like that. There will be women who are just not interested, simply. And that's okay. Because if you're building yourself, one, you don't have time for everyone. You only have time for the things that are for you, right? So as men, we need to build our self-respect because when an interaction happens and we allow ourselves to go left and or verbally accost a person or physically abuse a person because they simply don't reciprocate your interest, that shows weakness in you. Something is wrong with you. right? Nothing is wrong with that person. They're allowed to not want to engage you. They're allowed to not want to exchange information with you. They're allowed to say thank you, but no thank you. You have to figure out what is it in you that creates such a visceral response to rejection. And as a man, we can't even afford. We can't afford to not be able to take rejection in stride and or process it while in stride, right? So remember, men, the two parts when you approach women, it has to be and can be a completely respectful interaction. You build yourself, you set lofty goals, build yourself, and then have a high standard of reciprocity. That's the way that it becomes fair, right? As you're talking to a woman, and if she's not reciprocating a level of interest that you deem necessary and worthy of your time and attention, well, then you say, you know what, on second thought, this is a wonderful conversation, but you have a wonderful day, or you have a wonderful evening. She may be confused. She may be flabbergasted. She may have thought, well, I thought you approached me, what happened? But in your mind, you can explain it, or you don't have to. But in your mind, you're saying, no, I work hard to get to the place that I am. I've worked hard to get to the place that I am. I work hard. I'm continuing to work hard. I have no plans on not working hard. So for me, if I'm going to take time away from my passions and purpose to entertain the opposite sex, there's a certain level of reciprocity that I need to move forward with that. And if that can't be found here, that's perfectly okay. On second thought, this is a great conversation. You have a wonderful evening. You have a wonderful day. Like I said, I like your dress. Like I said, lovely shoes. And you be blessed. You stay blessed. So men, let's pick up our self-respect. Stop getting upset, right? When interest isn't reciprocated. That's doing you a favor. That's time you don't have to waste climbing an uphill battle that you probably won't even win. Men are concerned with outcomes. Men are concerned with outcomes and effectiveness. And if you want to be effective, then we have to start looking at the ways to get to the things that we want, right? Be effective. Don't waste time. So, with that being said, I'm not trying to tell men to move savagely through the world, right? Mixing up, no. Me, if you watch any of my videos, you know that I promote being transparent and living your best self, right? And you can't do that whilst you're over leveraging, manipulating, whether that be emotionally, mentally, or otherwise, other people. No. When I say don't waste time, man, I say stop wasting time with women who are not showing you reciprocated interest, only to become upset with them on the back end because you shot your shot and it didn't work. You're allowed to shoot your shot, but you might not make it. That comes with the game, just like gambling. You're allowed to try. There's no guarantee that you'll make it. That's it. And as men, the more we can come to accept that, the more respectful, civil, and peaceful our interactions with the opposite sex can be. And then, whoa, go figure, you'll end up having more interactions with the opposite sex that may lead to your intended outcomes, right? So, men, please, let's start having these discussions. Let's start developing and building ourselves. But it's important that we maintain and carry our respectability. And what that looks like, large in part and a lot of times, is how we engage the opposite sex. How do we engage the opposite sex? Respectful and civil interactions whilst you're gauging and looking for a particular level of reciprocated interest. That is what you're looking for to deem it necessary and worthy of your time. All right? So please, man, if y'all have anything to add, hop up in the comment section. If you like what you hear, if you didn't, let me know. If there's anything that I could have added, right, hop up in the comment section and let me know. Man, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you. It's the Kevin Speaks, Vegeta's Pain. Shout out and salute to all the Saiyans, the Prince of the Saiyans, signing out, man.